exposed. Now let's take this back to our discussion about ihsan. Remember, we said that there are 3 principles of happiness. What are they? Hurry up, say them back to me. You guys need to wake up. Something to, and then, all of this is answered in the ayah that I read. وَسَارِعُوا, and rush, something to do. إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ, to the forgiveness of your Lord, something to love. وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاءُ وَالْأَرْضِ, and a paradise that is as vast as the heavens and the earth. Allahu Akbar. They're figuring it out now and they're writing books on it. But Allah already spoke it 1400 years ago. Subhanallah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أُعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, that has been prepared for those who are conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and their being conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala leads them to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and be in awe of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not just any type of consciousness, because sometimes you're aware of someone watching you, but you don't respect the presence of that person enough to really fear them. You're conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and because you're conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you watch yourself. And taqwa, dear brothers and sisters, we said it's a prerequisite to ihsan. Before we talk about ihsan, we have to talk about taqwa. And to summarize taqwa in one sentence, as the scholars say, taqwa is to avoid al-ma'asi, to avoid the sins. As Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu said, when you're walking through bushes, thorny bushes, and you're making sure that you're not getting poked. And if you get poked, you don't keep walking and letting your body tear up. When you get poked, you come back into your path. Because before we can talk about excelling, we need to stay away from those things. We need to make sure that the relationship between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not have anything that will make it deficient, that will make it dysfunctional, that will make it a pretty face to an ugly relationship. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أُعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Ibn Ata rahimahullah ta'ala, he has a beautiful tafsir of this ayah. Why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about something to look forward to in Jannah? Because in dunya, you see people who have it all, who get all the millions of dollars that they want, who buy a private island, and they're still miserable because this is it. There's nothing left. And he says, rahimahullah ta'ala, إنما جعل الدار الآخرة محلا لجزاء عباده. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of that, the psychology, think about it. He has made the akhirah, the place where He will repay the believers. لأن هذه الدار لا تسع ما أراد أن يعطيهم. Allahu Akbar. Because this world cannot fit what Allah wants to give us. Doesn't have it. This world cannot fit what Allah wants to give us. وَلِأَنَّهُ أَجَلَّ أَقْدَارَهُمْ عَلَىٰ أَنْ يُعْطِيَهُمْ فِي دَارٍ لَا بَقَاءَ لَهَا. And because Allah has honored the believers, He has given them too much dignity and too much honor to give them something that will be given to them, or to give them in a world that doesn't have any eternity. Allah wants to give us something that lasts. وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. And the akhirah is better and everlasting. Now